The ancient Greeks defined justice as the act of making one more just. In essence, if somebody steals from the cookie jar, you explain to them, show them, or otherwise make them aware of why their actions were bad. Maybe it hurt somebody, maybe they weren't supposed to, maybe it made them lesser. But that's the act of justice. A Mark Twain quote comes to mind when I think of this. In essence, it goes roughly, in 1800 years, who has prayed for the man who needed it the most? Who has prayed for Satan? The man who's fallen the farthest, the man who has needed it more than anybody. Now, if you're not a Christian, what I'm trying to get at is the people around you who are mean to you, who maybe hate you, maybe you should bring them justice. Maybe you should try and show them why their actions are hurting you, why they are in the wrong. Maybe you should go and be good by them, be right by them. Maybe you should go help them. I believe that if we as people could find the people we hated the most and do right by them, we would in no way hate people anymore. It would be so hard for us to find hate in this world and make hate in this world if we treated it like that. There's another quote that comes to mind. Something. Look at the person you hate the most, and there you will find yourself. Pretty much, you hate the person you hate the most for a reason, and the reason why is probably something to do with yourself. Something that you aren't addressing, you aren't looking at, maybe you're avoiding. If you hate somebody because they're loud and abrasive and obnoxious, maybe it's because, I don't know, there's something underlying there. But you can see what I'm getting at. I think we as people ought to not be so quick to hate. I know we are hardwired to make quick judgments, but I think if we had a second to stop and think, why do I not like this person? And I'm sure you think you have a good reason. Everybody does. Oh, this person was mean to me. This person is unjust. This person kicks puppies. Everybody has a good reason. But if you really sit down and think about it, do you have a good reason? Maybe they hurt you because they themselves were so hurt. They were so in the wrong, but they were in a bad place mentally. Maybe they hurt you because they thought they were being funny, or maybe they thought they were flirting with you or being cool, but accidentally they hurt you. If we can dissect the people that we hate as well, what do they all have in common? What do they all look like, think like, act like? We can greater understand ourselves. We can understand what makes us tick, but also why. Going back to what I said earlier, find the person you hate the most, and there you'll find yourself. I think maybe sometimes we hate people because we just think that's what should happen to them. We think they deserve to be hated. And that's not the truth. While some people are, I will be honest, harder to love, harder to be kind to, I don't believe any person deserves hate. I believe if you showed up with compassion and with something in your heart, it would be much harder for you to find hate. I think we should look at why we hate. Because oftentimes, if you go below the surface, there's no good reason. It's just vibes. And who we hate. Sometimes there's some underlying prejudices in our hearts. Sometimes there's something really messed up that we don't want to look at. but I believe our hate is unjust, and we ought to make ourselves more just.